Hi everyone, I'm Alison Lyons and this is Move My Way, a series of videos to get you active and healthy, whatever your age, shape or ability. Let's get straight into some wall squats. So I want you to find a wall in your living room or in your office or down at the park. Just find something that you can lean against. As usual, consider any injuries and choose the exercise option that is best for you. Start standing with your back against the wall. Alright, so you're going to start standing with your feet shoulder width apart and your feet pointed slightly out. Now take a little step out and bend your knees and touch your bottom to the wall. Good, don't step too far out at the start unless you're lucky enough to have a Kardashian bottom and you need a little bit of extra space. But you don't want to go too far. Alright, now take another step out and bend your knees and touch your bottom to the wall again. Continue this at a comfortable distance and we're able to keep your feet flat and push your bottom to the wall. It is really important that your knees don't go over your toe, so make sure you are pushing that bottom back to touch the wall. When you push back, push through the balls of your foot and breathe out on your upward movement. If you need to turn your feet out or widen your stance, please do so. Alright, so I hope you've done a couple of those for me. And lastly, what you need to do is think about your belly button. That's right, towards your spine. Like you did with your push-up, try this at least 10 to 12 times or just as many as you can. If the squat against the wall feels comfortable, you can try the second step. Let's try the second progression. So stand away from the wall this time, and again your feet are shoulder width apart and your feet pointed out slightly. Now you're going to hinge your hips so that your bottom moves backwards during the downward phase of the squat, like you did when you were trying to touch the wall. The pressure of the squat this time though will be in your heels instead of your toes, so I want to make sure that you feel that there. And when you do squat, you should be able to get a little bit more depth. Go low as you can physically do so without lifting your heels off the floor, but don't go any lower than a chair. And you can use a chair as a guide of how low to go and to keep it under you in case you need to sit down. Alright, when you are squatting, pick a spot on the wall that's in line with your eyes and focus on that. That can help you with your balance. As you begin to bend your knees, continue to push your bottom backwards and think about your breath. Super! Okay, our last phase for the squat is the wall sit. If you don't feel like you are ready for the next step, keep working on what you can do until you feel confident. Remember, you can always come back and watch the videos again. Okay, so we're going to be flat against the wall, but this time rather than step away, we're going to slide down. Your back is pressed against the wall. Remember, draw the belly button towards the spine and your spine to the wall. Walk your feet away from the wall, keep pushing against the wall, and now bend your knees and slide your back down the wall. You should end up in a squat position. Try to go as low as you safely can. Stop when your knees are in line with your bottom. If you need to, rest your hands on your knees. Now breathe. Keep that belly button in and hold for as long as you can. You might feel a bit of a burn in your legs and that's a good thing. Just keep going. And when you're ready, relax. Record how long you can hold it for. Okay, to get up, walk your feet in while maintaining contact against the wall with your hands and your back. So keep your hands against the wall as well as you walk your hands up to help you to stabilize yourself. Well done! Okay, let's give those legs a little bit of a rest and let's move into a tuck shape. We're going to start this activity by sitting in a chair. Sit up straight on the edge so your back is not resting against the back of the chair and hold on to the sides. Lift one foot off the floor and bring your knee up towards your chest. Hold for a second, then lower and try the other knee. The next step is to try and bring both feet off the floor at the same time. Remember to breathe in when you bring your knees up and out when you bring your knees down. This is a great exercise to do in the office. If you can, try taking these lower abdominal exercises to the next level by doing them on the floor. Do you remember the safe way to get down onto the floor? We did that in video 2. So let's get down onto the floor and we're going to be sitting on our bottom, and once you're there, I want you to bring your knees towards your chest. Bring them in as far as they can go. I don't expect you to get them all the way in. although some of you might be able to do this, and that's great. But if not, just bend your knees a little bit. Your feet should be flat on the floor. Now put your hands next to you so they are slightly resting on the ground. All right, the next step is we're going to lift one foot off the floor and then the other. Then you're going to put one foot down and then the other. We're going to try a couple of these, one foot up, then the other foot, one foot down, then the other foot down. Continue to do at least 10 to 12. And if you feel comfortable, I want you to try doing this with your hands off the floor. It's a little bit more challenging when you're not touching the ground. All right, keep going with this activity. If it was challenging, you wait until you feel stronger before you progress to this next level. If you are feeling confident, let's take it to the next step. The next step is to try and bring both feet off the floor so you are balancing on your sit bones. Try with hands on the floor first, and I usually shake a little bit when I do this, and that's okay. It means you're working. All right, if this is challenging, then stay with this level and remember to record what you do. If you have done this a few times and are now ready for the next step, this is what we need to do. You're going to bring one foot off the floor and extend it. So it should be out in front of you, then bring it back to your chest and then back down to the floor. Try that with the other foot. Bring it up, extend, knee back to the chest and back down again. Good. Again, we want to try this a couple of times. We want to do about 10 to 12. And then if we're feeling good, we're going to try bringing both feet off the floor and we're going to take one foot out and then the other. So we're just balancing on our sit bones with our legs out in front, and then we're going to bring one knee in and then the other knee. When you feel strong enough, the next step is to extend both legs at the same time. And you can also do this in a chair. And if you are on the floor, try it with your hands on the floor and then hands off. Great work. Excellent. I trust that you gave at least one level of the tuck hold a go. When you move your feet in and out, it's called a V-snap. Great work. I am super proud of your effort, and keep at it until you can do the more difficult exercises. For our last exercise, start in the straight body position, but with your feet shoulder width apart. Remember to squeeze your bottom and your belly button. That's it, squeeze them like a lemon. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to start leading into how to do a jump. Don't panic, we are not going to actually jump off the floor. This is a pelvic floor safe exercise. You're going to bring your arms down by your side and have them slightly behind your hips. Bend your knees, pushing your bottom back like you did when you started your squat. You should look like you're about to ski down a hill. Swing your arms up by your ears or as high as they can go, and at the same time stand up tall and rise up onto your toes and hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Remember to breathe out as you bring your arms back to a straight, out in front of you position, and your feet should be back flat and knees slightly bent. What happened to your belly button when you reached up? Did you keep it tight like a tiger? All right, let's try a couple of these in a row. Let's try around about 8. This is called a jumping drill. If you'd like to continue with the next level of a jump, I encourage you to visit your local gymnastics club. Their Move My Way In club program can progress more difficult exercises and give you expert support. All right, to finish off, we're going to start with a couple of stretches. If you haven't used some of these muscles since 1986, it's really important to give them a stretch. We're going to put one hand against the wall, that wall that you were doing your squats against, and you're going to bend your leg and grab a hold of your ankle behind you. If you can't reach your ankle, grab your pants. You should feel a stretch up the front of your leg in the thigh. Hold that for 20 seconds, then turn around and stretch the other leg. It's important when you do this stretch, you keep your knees close together. It's also important to hold a stretch for 20 seconds, or else you might not have stretched at all. Next, put both hands against the wall and place one foot in front of the other, so you're sort of like in a lunge position. Now your back foot should be flat on the floor and push against the wall like you want to push it over. Keep pushing for 20 seconds. You should feel the stretch up through the back of the leg. Then try the other foot. Well done! You have completed 3 videos. How do you feel? I am so proud of you. It's the small steps that are the way to success, and every little bit of movement leads to more movement. Now take a drink of water and feel good about yourself.